She didn't leave you, but something changed. The way she looks at you now, it's not the same. The laughter feels lighter, but shorter. The conversations feel normal, but empty. And the scariest part is, there was no big fight, no dramatic ending. Just a slow, silent distance, and you felt it. You just didn't know when it started. There was a time when everything was different. She used to wait for your messages. She noticed the smallest things about you. Even your presence made her feel safe. You didn't have to try hard. You didn't have to think too much. It just worked. But then life happened. Work got serious. Responsibilities increased. Stress became normal. And without even realizing it, you stopped looking at her the same way. Not because you don't love her, but because you got used to her being there. You started living with her instead of feeling her. Here's something most husbands never understand. A woman doesn't disconnect overnight. She disconnects slowly, emotion by emotion, moment by moment. Every time she feels unheard, a small part of her closes. Every time she feels unnoticed, something inside her fades. Every time she shares something, and you respond without really listening, she remembers. It not consciously, but emotionally. And over time, those small moments build a wall between you. And one day, you sit next to her, but it feels like she's far away. She still talks. She still cares. She still does everything she's supposed to do, but something is missing. That spark, that warmth, that emotional pull, and you start wondering, what changed? But the real question is, what did you stop giving without even noticing? Now listen carefully, because this is where everything changes. The problem is not that you don't do enough. The problem is you stopped being emotionally present. You're physically there, but mentally somewhere else. You listen, but you don't feel. You respond, but you don't connect. And for a wife, connection is not optional. It is everything. She doesn't just want your time. She wants your attention, not distracted attention, not tired attention, real, undivided presence. So what is the one thing you need to do? Reconnect with her. Emotionally. Not tomorrow. Not next week. But genuinely, deeply, once. Sit with her. Without your phone. Without distraction. Look at her like you used to. Listen, without interrupting. Ask her how she feels, and actually care about the answer. Not to fix it, not to argue, just to understand. Because when a woman feels understood, she opens up again. And when she opens up, the distance starts disappearing. Most men think attraction in marriage fades because of time. But that's not true. It fades because of emotional neglect. Not intentional neglect, but unconscious neglect. You assume she knows you care. You assume she understands your pressure, but she doesn't feel it anymore. And in relationships, what is not felt is slowly forgotten. When you reconnect with her emotionally, something powerful happens. She becomes softer, more open, more responsive. Not because you forced it, but because she finally feels safe again. You'll notice it in small things, the way she talks to you, the way she smiles, the way she stays close without reason. These are not random changes. These are signs that she's coming back to you. But let's be honest, marriage is not perfect. There will be arguments, misunderstandings, moments of distance. That's normal. What's dangerous is when distance becomes routine, when silence becomes comfort, when connection becomes rare, because that's when love doesn't die suddenly. It slowly fades. Here's the truth most men realize too late. Your wife doesn't need a perfect man. She needs a present man, a man who sees her, who hears her, who feels her, the same way he did, in the beginning. And the beautiful part is, that version of you still exists. It's just buried under routine, stress, and distraction. So, if you want your wife to treat you differently, don't start by blaming her. Don't start by changing her behavior. Start with yourself. Remove the emotional distance. Be present again. Feel her again. Because sometimes all a relationship needs is one real moment of genuine connection to come back to life. And when that happens, you won't just see a change in her. You'll feel something inside you change too. Something real. Something deep. Something that reminds you why you chose her in the first place.